The sniper meta is coming back in Warzone, so I'm here to tell you the top 5 sniper supports. They have to be versatile in order to succeed, and they need to be good from close to mid-range, they need mobility, they need damage per mag, and they're gonna need accuracy. Well, these 5 weapons fit that bill the best, and you're gonna love these weapons and their setups, and here are the 5 most versatile weapons. Number 5, the Cooper Carbine. This isn't higher on the list because it only checks off a couple of those boxes. It's great from close to mid-range because we can increase its close range time to kill drastically with the fire rate increasing attachments, making them more forgiving while also giving them that faster time to kill. And those attachments don't only do that, they also actually make the gun more accurate, which is dumbfounding for an attachment combination. So it not only has a good time to kill and fire rate, it also is super accurate, making it great out to 40, 50 meters. The damage per mag is a little low and the mobility is the worst on this list, but it possibly could be the easiest weapon to use, making it friendly for all skill levels. You can't really go wrong with this weapon, and let's jump straight into those attachments. I start off with the Mercury Silencer over the MX because this one doesn't lower our aim down sight speed, which is super important up close, but we still get bullet velocity and horizontal recoil control. Then the most important attachments are going to be this Cooper Custom Barrel 60 round drum and compressed rounds, because these are going to increase the fire rate as well as increasing their accuracy and its time to kill, and that's what's going to make this thing good up close. You could technically switch over to recoil booster from Mercury Silencer to get about a 30 millisecond better TTK, which will make it feel better up close, but then you're going to be showing up on the mini-map and you're going to be losing a lot more engagements to good players because people who are good at the game are always staring up in the left corner of their screen looking for those red dots so they know where to push and how to approach a situation. And compressed rounds, you have to run over subsonic because this lowers your time to kill more than the recoil booster. Then we got hand stop and polymer grip to help us with our accuracy. Then we need fleet and remove stock to make this thing's mobility not quite as bad in comparison to these other weapons you're going to be using up close. They both really help it out. Number 4, the AS44. You've probably been hearing about this a lot recently, and it's a really good SMG when you build it out for all the fire rate attachments, but then it wouldn't be accurate enough to be a sniper support. So we will have to sacrifice a little bit of time to kill by switching up a couple attachments so we can actually use this thing out to 40 meters if we need to. And the time to kill will still be a cool 627 milliseconds, which is actually faster than every single SMG from Modern Warfare or Cold War. So trust me, this thing's still no slouch while making it accurate. Now this thing will also have better mobility than the Cooper Carbine, which is why I like it a little bit more, and the damage per mag is really similar. Still a little bit low, but it checks off one more box with mobility, and it also has a faster time to kill by about 50 milliseconds. This weapon is still super underrated as a sniper support, with most people using it as an SMG, and at long range I still think it kicks a little bit too much for your average player. This weapon is absolutely fantastic on Fortune's Keep or Rebirth Island. That's why you're seeing the gameplay on Fortune's Keep. I literally just go to town wiping lobbies with this weapon. I'll go off by myself, I'll be taking out teams of 3 or 4. This thing just has a really good fire rate, making it super forgiving, really good time to kill, it's still very accurate, and the mobility is very nice for an assault rifle. So let's get into those attachments to show you how to make it really good. And how we get the good time to kill is by using the recoil booster and the 50 round Gorenko ammo, and that's going to increase our fire rate as well as our movement speed and recoil and accuracy, all great things for a sniper support. Then I really want to make this weapon be moving around well because it is an AR and it will be a little bit slower than SMGs you fight at close range, so I have a lot of attachments geared towards that, which is going to be the Mark V Skeletal for aim down sight speed and movement, plus some tape grip, which is just going to give us 4 great things with our movement speed. And then we got on hand to help our ADS speed out a little bit more, because we're also going to make the gun accurate with the 615 millimeter barrel, which increases our damage range plus our accuracy, which is going to make this gun perform a lot better out to 30, 40, 50 meters. And then I also have on the ZAC 12A stock because it not only helps us with recoil control, it also gives us plus aim down sight speed movement. And this is going to be a great sniper support option. And this is my personal favorite on Rebirth or Fortune's Keep. If this video has been helpful so far, let's get this thing to 50 likes, and subscribe if you want to see more Warzone content to ascend your gameplay to the top. Number 3 is going to be the Marco SMG. I just made a top 10 SMG list and I left it off, and I probably should have put it on there, especially now that the Blixen's been nerfed, so the Marco would be on that list now. But what makes this gun so good is that you can make it so accurate while still having a pretty competitive TTK. I'm gonna be honest, this thing is gonna have the worst time to kill on this list. The Cooper had a 682 millisecond TTK. This one's gonna be at 688, but it's an absolute beam and you get really, really good mobility and great damage per mag, which is why I'm putting it higher on the list. You can deal with more enemies with this weapon without having to reload, and you get insane mobility while still being a beam. A lot of people are calling the Marco SMG the jack of all trades sub, and I kind of tend to agree with that, and that's why it's such a good sniper support. But how do we make it the most versatile SMG? Let's just get into the attachments real quick. We go with the recoil booster, lower the TTK, and then we use the 64 round mag to get that damage per mag up, as well as getting our hip fire and recoil control down. Then from there, What am I doing? Well, I have a couple things for movement and a couple things for accuracy. Movement first, we go with the Mark V Skeletal for ADS and movement speed. Then we go with Gung Ho to eliminate our sprint to fire delay, because on the Marco it's actually really bad, but Gung Ho completely eliminates that, which is a key attachment. Then we go with Quick for sprinting speed, and then the Bati folding barrel, because this gives us a lot of things to help our weapon, but as you see, it hurts our sustained firing recoil. So how do I fix that? I go with the polymer grip, and that's going to completely counteract what that folding barrel did while still getting the movement benefits. And then I go with the slate reflector optic. You can use something like the NIDAR model if you like it better, or the monocular reflector, which a lot of my friends dig, but I think it's a little bit too big on the screen. I like the slate. Either way, this gun is going to be super great as a sniper support in quads. Number 2, the Volk. I just made a short about how good this weapon is, and it checks off all the boxes but damage per mag. But we fixed that with the class setup, and we have a great time to kill up close of 630 milliseconds, matching the fastest TTK SMG for Modern Warfare and Cold War. This Volk is basically the AS-44, but it has better mobility and accuracy. The Volk used to have the best ADS movement in the entire game of Warzone, and they nerfed it a little bit, but it still competes with SMG's movement. Then we have added benefits of being an assault rifle with its range, which makes a big difference in your engagements from 10 to 25 meters, and this is probably my favorite sniper support to use right now, and let me give you the setup to give it a try. First, we go with the recoil booster and the 45 round mag, which are both going to increase the fire rate as well as the accuracy and movement speed. And then since the movement is so good on this weapon, I only have one other attachment trying to benefit that, and that's the Rise Dwarf adjustable stock, which is our ADS movement, and it helps with initial firing recoil, because that's the problem with this weapon. It's just like the AS-44, where the initial recoil is much more severe than the rest of it. So we're trying to get that evened out at the beginning, and that's why I go with the stippled grip tape as well for recoil recovery and initial firing recoil. And now from there, how do we fix the damage per mag? We use this sleight of hand. It literally is so quick, you're gonna blink your eyes and the gun's already gonna be reloaded. It doesn't even affect you in the middle of fights because it's so quick. Then from there we go with hand stop for accuracy, and this crossneck barrel is so key to the damage range, bullet velocity, and highly accurate and controllable recoil. This is what makes the gun truly a beam, is using this barrel right here. And then of course I go with subsonic just so I don't show up on that mini map. And this class setup is great. Please give it a try. It doesn't matter what map you're on, whether it's Fortune's Keep, Rebirth, or Caldera, it's fantastic. And now for the number 1 sniper support and best SMG in the game, the Armaguerra. Now this weapon actually checks off every single box, and that's why it's number 1. We got great mobility, especially with ADS movement. We have great accuracy. We have a great time to kill at 610 milliseconds, which is actually going to be the fastest on the list by a good margin. And then we got good damage per mag because we're using the 60 round mag. I know a lot of people have been seeing the 72 round mag, but to make this thing an absolute beam, where I'm not only getting kills from 20, 30, 40, 50 meters, I'm even getting them from 60 meters. Check this out. This shouldn't be possible with an SMG that I don't even have built to be a long range weapon. It's almost like a baby Milano in that sense, but with a cracked out time to kill. And at long range, the TTK is actually 915 milliseconds. That is going to be better than most of the long range meta ARs, meaning if you can hit your shots, you're going to be beating guns like the KGM40, the Automaton, the M13, the Grau. It doesn't matter. You're going to have a faster TTK, and this thing is accurate enough for you to consistently get kills at 50 meters, while still having a really good TTK up close, and accuracy, and mobility. And then we have an incredible fire rate that's over 900 rounds per minute, making it incredibly forgiving when you miss a shot. It's almost not going to affect your TTK. I can't say enough things about this weapon. It's definitely the most OP gun in the game right now, and I'm sure they'll nerf it at some point, so you've got to make sure to use it now before it gets worse. And let's get into the class setup really quickly. And so I start off with recoil booster and vital. This is what makes the time to kill be 610 milliseconds up close. You do have to hit a couple chest shots in order to get that TTK, but since it's so accurate, that's really easy to do and not a problem. Then how do I make the gun so accurate? The two most important attachments are going to be the magazine and the barrel. So I'll start off with the 60 round mag. You use it instead of the 72 round mag, you do lose a little bit of bullet velocity and damage per mag, and 16 milliseconds on your time to kill. But what does it really do for you? We're actually gonna have 20% less vertical and horizontal recoil from using this magazine, as well as having about 3% better movement, and I think that is fully worth it on this weapon to make that change. And for the barrel, we use this Amaretto 550, which actually gives us our bullet velocity that we didn't get from the magazine, and we get recoil and accuracy, which actually lowers your horizontal and vertical recoil by 45% each, making this thing an absolute beam. And then flinch resistance is one of the most underutilized attachment benefits in the game. Because if you don't get knocked off target in the middle of a fight and they do, that's going to make all the difference and you're going to win. And then from there, we're really trying to go for movement, and that's going to be quick. This skeletal stock, which gives us our ADS movement speed and aim down sight speed, while giving us initial firing recoil. And I would like to fix the con of losing recoil during sustained fire, but since this one gives us initial firing, we can't actually counteract that, so I just go with the hatch grip, which gives us some more flinch resistance and some more overall recoil control. And then I use the SG98 compact barrel. That is still a super big strength of this weapon, even though they nerfed it by about 4% on the base weapon. It's still going to be way better than SMGs like the Marco and the Blixen that was really popular forever. This is easily the best SMG in the game and the best sniper support. And if you want to see what the top 10 assault rifles are, I'll have a video linked here, and I'll have another one on SMGs. Peace.